Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day, another episode of 30NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about a couple of news stories. We're going to be talking about Division 2 players really hate the new shift to seasonal characters. We're going to talk about Valve faces $840 million lawsuit in the UK courts. And we're going to talk about Sony Pictures requires Alamo Drafthouse Cinema in landmark deal. These are the three topics we're talking about today. If you like what we do here, we cover news stories, have conversations, give you my thoughts and opinions on these articles. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to go above and beyond that. Become a member as little as $5. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. What's going on, Stealth? What's going on, Eclipse? What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Dustin? What's going on, Morning Wonder Rose? What's going on, Dolphin? We'll talk about $7 skins every single goddamn day. What we're going to do, changing plans. We're talking about $7 skins. No, I'm kidding. So, no, we're talking about Division. We're talking about Steam. We're talking about Sony Pictures, not Sony PlayStation. Those are the conversations that we're going to have today. I don't think it was too bad of a conversation. I think a lot of people have. It's weird, right? Not to talk about the $7 thing, but it's weird what people are okay spending their money with and then not spending their money with, and what classifies as content to what doesn't as content. Sony can afford to buy a studio and not fix any shit. Thanks, guys. Well, not a studio. They're buying a business. They're buying an absolute. They're buying a movie theater company. Which was, I'm a little torn by this, and we'll have a conversation. It'll be later in the show. We're going to talk about gaming stuff first, and then we'll talk about the movie stuff later. I'm a little torn by this because I like it, but I don't like it because you know me, I love theaters. So, go on, Kylo. Morning, Water Bear. All right, let's talk about. We played Division last night. I knew very little about. We saw the trailer from the Ubisoft Forward the other day. They talked about Division, how the next season's coming, and then I didn't really dig too deep inside of what they're doing for the season 2, right? I just thought it was more of the same, where season starts, you do some, we're going after Keener again, do manhunts and stuff. So me and Sarge played last night, shooting the shit while we were playing. And there's an article from Kotaku. It says Division 2 players are upset because they really hate the new shift to seasonal characters. Excuse me. Now, you guys know where I stand with seasonal characters, right? Because we had this conversation just last year with Diablo, right? Diablo came out and people were saying that seasonal characters, that's the way it is. If you want to play the game, you're going to have to play a seasonal character. And I said, no, I'm going to play the story and then I'm going to put it down because I don't want to play seasonal characters. I've always been on the side of respect the players, respect the player's time. Okay, right now, before I even read the article, I don't know what the article's about. I don't know what the title says. Okay, that's what we do here. Read the article for the first time to have a conversation. Before we get to that, though, right? I've been using my character in Division for going on 6 years, right? 5 years of my time with that character, grinding, leveling up, getting the guns, getting the build I want. Because that's what I want to do. There's an option there for me to do that. Okay. Now what they're new, the way I hear about it, is that you're going to have to make a new character, which I think is just absolutely crazy. Because I've been with your game for 5 years. I'm one of the people that's been playing your games. Maybe not every day, but I come back every season, do the manhunts, do the stuff, do the season pass. And now you're changing the format of the game where I have to make a new character and not use the new character. Let me go back to the same conversation we had with Diablo. If every season I make a new character and I'm playing the new character, and then at the end of the season, that whatever I earn during that season goes to my main character, when do I have time to play my main character if I'm always playing a new character for a new season, right? So that's the issue that I have with this constantly making a new character, okay? Why can't I have my character? Because they're like, oh, well, you can still have your character, but you make a new character and then you get the stuff and then it goes to your main character. Great. When am I playing my main character? If all the stuff revolves around this season, then when am I going to have time to play my main character? Okay. I don't know. Let's read the article. If you guys like what I do here, Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We cover news stories. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, hit the membership button. So, Division 2 players really hate the new shift to seasonal characters. Ubisoft plans to make you re-roll a new character in the future seasons aren't going over well with fans. Okay, so Division 2's newest season, Year 6, Season 1 is now live, and with Ubisoft has revealed the plans for the rest of the year. However, a big change for the roadmap involving seasonal characters that players must create fresh at the start of each stretch has led to a massive amount of backlash online. Released in 2019, Division 2 was quietly been Ubisoft's most successful online game, receiving continuous updates, patches since its launch, and since then, the third-person tactical looter shooter has mostly worked in the same way, with players working through each new season. Unlock new gear, the moving Division storyline forward, and all of that is done with your main character. However, that's going to change in the next season later this year, and longtime player with thousands of hours poured into the game aren't happy about it. No shit. Like, why would we be happy about this, right? So on June 10th, in the roadmap posted on Ubisoft, the publisher laid out its plans for Division 2's 6th year content, and in the Season 2 of Year 6, Ubisoft is going to move the game to seasonal character model. This means that each new season's content and story will only be playable as a new character created for that season. Players will then have to level up from 1 to 40 and find new gear and weapons. At the end of the season, gear and XP will revert to your main character. Again, this makes no sense to me, okay? And your seasonal one will add to your roster, letting you play with them more later if you want. I want to play with my main character, right? I want to play with my main character. I'm not allowed to play with my main character. So now what you're telling me is now I have to make a new character, and then I play that season. The gear and the XP goes into the next thing, right? So I have character, 5 years old. I make new character for said season. I do that season with that new character. Then all the gear and XP that I got with this character now goes over to my main character. Okay, then that character that was new now gets to go into my thing that I can play later. When am I going to have time to play later if every season I'm playing a new character, right? It makes absolutely no sense. No sense to me, okay? And they're like, oh yeah, well, all the XP and the gear moves to your main character. Fantastic. When am I playing that main character if all the content that's coming out is for a new character and I have to make new character for that said season? Okay? It's ridiculous. So, in their tweet, it says, couldn't catch Ubisoft 4. We've got everything you need right here. It says Year 6, Season 1, Rogue One available on June 11th, introducing one Endgame. Okay, 2.0, and surprise awaits for Year 6. Okay, so there you go. You got Endgame, Season 2, new story, and update player expression. Okay, in similar systems of Diablo 4 seasonal characters, however, the Division 2 is shifting things so much in many years into the game's run, it has set to firestorm online amongst players. If you hop onto Twitter and Reddit, you can find hundreds of players angry and confused about the seasonal character shift in the Year 6 Season 2. It says, quote, not excited about the new character for every season idea. It doesn't seem like there's fun for solo players who just want to relax and experience the story, said one player. Another quote says, I don't understand seasonal characters. So what you're saying is that our main characters, agents, have hundreds of thousands of hours on them and are sort of useless, said another player. No, not sort of useless. They are useless. Okay. New seasonal characters, another person says, new seasonal characters only for seasons. The hundreds of hours grinding for weapons, gear, skills, materials, and to level up your expertise as was for nothing. Great job for alienating your existing dedicated player base on a 6-year-old game, and for what? Ask for no, another fan. So Ubisoft responds to all the concerns and confusion. Ubisoft's PR team and Twitter has been replying to many of these angry, confused tweets, trying to explain that the system will work well for solo players and that it will let them do more in future seasons. But the replies doesn't seem to be helping much, as most players just respond with them even more confusion and anger about the seasonal character system. Because the overall takeaway that I've seen from most players is to invest years and time into Division 2 is that for a better part of a decade have been able to play through all seasonal events, manhunts, missions as the main characters. They're also frustrated that in Season 2, they won't be possible. Ubisoft assure players that they will still be able to use their main agents in the harder season final missions, but that they did a little help to convince angry players to help the change. Now, Kotaku has contacted Ubisoft about the roadmap, and for many players, myself included, the person says, Division 2 isn't a game that we play every day or week. It's instead a game that a lot of people come back for new seasons and missions. I'm one of those people, okay? And then that play through new content, make their main character even better, find some cool loot, stop playing until the next update, and the seasonal character shifts clearly intended to keep players around longer. Now, he says, while the devs might want to implement this for a big change, it lets them design wilder seasons, more modifiers, and does feel Ubisoft has masqueraded how many Division 2 players aren't looking to grind endlessly over and over each season. In fact, the backlash to the roadmap is so strong that I wouldn't be surprised if Ubisoft and Massive shift their plans before Year 6 Season 2 arrives, and we shall see. Okay, this is one of the most idiotic things I think I've ever seen from a company. I would compare this to what Lucasfilm has done with Star Wars, right? You have all your fans that love your franchise. Take Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who, whatever else you want to say for the major IPs for film, television, and they shit on the people that like the game, and they move it over to the people that are not playing your game. So now they're doing this with Division. Now, we had a conversation last year about Diablo, and everyone's like, this is just how it is, 30. Diablo, that's just how it is. It's always been that way. That's what it is. And I went, cool. I'm not going to partake in that. This is not how it's been in Division, and now they're changing it to that style, and that is alienating everybody that literally enjoyed their game and has been playing up to this point, okay? As they said in the article, I'm not the person that plays every single day, but I do come back every single time a new season comes out, and I sit down and play it with Sarge, and we go through the manhunts, and we get new gear, and I do new builds, okay? And I have the stuff that I want to do for my character. What I'm saying is, give us an option to do it, not force us to make a new character, okay? To make the game easier or harder, they got rid of all the world tiers, okay? It's just 1 through 40, and you get to go through the thing, is idiotic to me. People want to play games how they want to play, okay? They want to play it. If they want to play on the hard mode, they want to make it challenging, if they want to do on, like, insanity, okay? Let the people play how they want to play the game. You made the game. Now let people play the game. Now you're forcing people to 100%, like, change the way. People have, like the article said, hundreds, if not thousands of hours into a character where they've grinded, leveled up everything, and now every season they have to have a brand new character and do the exact same thing over and over again just to get back to level 40, so then they can move the XP and the gear that they get for that character over to their main character. What's the span between the seasons? Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? So for 2 weeks, I get to come back and play my main character in the normal game now for 2 weeks until the next season starts. And then when the season starts, then I have to make a new character and then rinse and repeat. This is one of the dumbest things I think that Ubisoft has done. They're going to destroy their player base that they have, okay? And not only I think destroy it, but I think they'll put a bad taste in the mouth, because if they're doing this for this, does this mean this is the future of what Division 3 is going to be? It's going to be more of a seasonal character. Every season comes back and got to make a new character? Because if so, that's going to be really poor on their part. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think? Are you a fan of Division 2? And are you a fan of this new seasonal concept that comes in like a Diablo? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. What's going on, Mo? Morning. What's going on, Argus? Water Bear says, man, I don't know how the hell seasonal characters would work in Division. It's not like Diablo or Path of Exile where you can also level insanely quick. Well, even if it is, Water, right? Imagine the pushback we got from Helldivers 2 when people are like, well, it's been 3 months and now you're asking us to sign in. It's been 5 years and now you're asking people to throw away their character and play a new character and do the exact same thing they've always done. What's going on, Jojo? What's going on, X Factor? Let's see here. All right. I'm a fan of seasonal character stuff in MMOs and RPGs, but this does not carry engagement when you have to level up a new character each time. Some more in-game time has to spent leveling up again. Z says, even Diablo, if you create a new character and it turns out great, it's totally lame, and play the game with your old character and you now, your new character in the old game. Right? But I love what they say, Z. They're like, yeah, and at the end of the season, you can play your new character and you can put it into your portfolio of characters. Be like, great, when am I playing those characters? When am I playing those characters? And I have no problem if people like making new characters every season, but the fact is they have an option. Give us an option. If I want to make a new character, then I make a new character, but I don't have to make a new character. You know why? Because the game itself lets you choose and change classes within the game itself. So I shouldn't have to make a new character to make a different build. I can literally just change my classes and then play the game. It's idiotic on their part, man. It's idiotic. Argus says, which for me can often be fun, but if you get it, isn't for everyone. But if the company is as easy engagement and then relief of design, innovation, and demands. This ain't Diablo, Mo says. You need to keep it the same. It was perfect. Apparently it wasn't perfect, right? Travis says, but you got to keep everyone on the same page. What a freaking joke of an idea, leveling up the playing field. It's stupid. If I didn't play the game on day one, that's on me. Mo says, because I could always go back to it and use my character and still be fine. Right. Just make it an option. Don't make it where it's a necessity to make a new character. Ubi wants Division 3 to be Diablo. It makes money. If they make it to be Diablo, they will lose the entire player base they had. But the grass is greener on the other side, right? On this side of the fence, right? The grass doesn't look as so green. I jump over the fence, and then the grass is the same color as this side of the grass. So maybe they're sacrificing the people that give them to try to find people that also are going to be fans. And maybe they'll be in the same boat. Maybe it'll be the exact same thing. Maybe it looks better over there, but when they get there, it'll be the exact same for the amount of people that like their game. Eclipse says it's because they want to get new people in and get the money. The old people probably isn't buying anything anymore. That's fine, Eclipse, but make it an option, not the rule, right? If new people want to come in and they want to do the seasonal content and they want to do all that stuff with a new character and they don't want to feel like left out, cool. Okay. Hell, I got a better idea. Why even let them play? Just let them pay to get upgraded to a thing, and then they could put down the controller like they weren't playing before, and then just pay for it, and then they could put the controller down and then move on and go, yep, I completed that season pass. Look at me. What an accomplishment. What can I say? The company chooses less work for them for more fun for you guys. Yeah, they got rid of world tiers now. They got rid of world tiers. Players should get to play how they want, if they want. Sorry, 30. But if they just anti-FromSoft, talk to you about not gatekeeping. So, Sarge says, so we're going to kill Division 2 now after it had 5 years good engagement. Now we're going to throw this shit at the wall, and I guess now I have one less game to worry about. Argus says, requires much less work to innovate and add content in this manner. They weren't adding content now, Argus. Let's be honest. The last 3 years, 3 years in Division, was the same people that we were killing in the same locations, and all they were doing was adding a small little story. There wasn't a lot of content that they've added to the game as far as seasonal content. If Helldivers 2 can get backtrack, maybe Division 2 can too. Well, I think if enough people that play the game make noise. Again, if they want to do the seasonal content, I'm fine with it. Just let me choose. Let me choose if I want to use my main character, okay, or a new character. It makes no sense to me to make a new character and then I can't use my new character. I can't use my old character in the new season. I have to use a new character in a new season. And then after that season's over, I can go back to my main character. For how long? Until the next season comes out, which is stupid. I think if they walk it back, the game ends even sooner. Sounds like they're out of ideas, innovation, and amount of willingness to work on this game. It's likely this or even sooner end. I don't think they have an option. They got to keep this shit running because they chose to do what they did to get to Division 3. They canceled Heartland, right? Heartland's not even a thing anymore. Okay. If they continue going down this path and make everyone that's we've seen I've seen a level 23,000 in the game. Okay, 23,000 in the game. You think that guy wants to make a new character? You think the guy at 8,000 wants to make a new character? Also, I tried to play the new season with my original character at first. It just doesn't work. You don't get the benefits of the new season. Argus says, yeah, Mike. But no games that do this type of season have had seasonal characters allow you to use your beefed up main character for seasonal content. You have to have a fresh character experience. Why? I have a question. When I have a world tier and I go and I choose in that world tier if I want hard, challenging, or insane, whatever the last one, I forget the last mode, right? How does that change? I'm in my world. I'm a solo player. Me and Sarge are just in our own little world. I want to play challenge mode. In the new season, I'm making it harder. They got rid of that now. There's no world tiers anymore, right? So I'm playing the difficulty level they want me to do, which is fine, okay? And now I have to grind from the start again so it feels harder. Why can't I play the game how I want to play to enjoy the game that they've made? Why do they have to force me to make a new character so I feel underpowered so I can do the same game that I've been playing this entire time so I can get a new cosmetic and a new gun so then I can pass that gun and the XP that I did that season to my other character that I can't play? What is the point of that? What is the point of getting new gear and XP for my main character if I can't use my main character ever? Division needs to stay Division. They'll do the Division survive because of us, but now they're going to tank it. Yeah. Yeah, if they're making you do that, it's messed up. And if Diablo doesn't even make you do that in the new content, it's just for the season. It has nothing to do with the main story. Now the content's discussion again. Sorry, I missed the first topic. Quick recap. Division 2 is making you make a new character every season. Okay? So, Makoki, if you had a character right now, and let's say you've been playing for the last 5 years in Division, right? You have a character that's a level 1,000. Like, I have a character 790, 800, right? Sarge's got a character like 2,500, 2,700, right? There's people up there with 9,000, 2,300. You will no longer be able to use that character in the season. Right now, the new season started. I can play my character in that season, do the manhunts, do the stuff. I can choose a difficulty level. I can play the game, get the gear I want. Okay, grind for the gear I want. Now I can no longer, next season, Year 6, Season 2, I can no longer use my character. I have to make a new character to play the season. This allows them to spread the butter even thinner, fluffier, and also existing content for items without having to make a completely new stuff. No, but they're still making new stuff. But you can only get that new stuff with a new character. They're still supporting the game. They're still putting stuff in the game. But you only getting the stuff with the new character. You can't use your old character. I haven't played Division 2 in about 3 years. Right? But the people that have been playing for the last 3 years, Factor, they're basically killing the game for us. The people that were playing the game. Wait, you want to choose if you make a new character for the season or not? Come on, 30. It's not like this is a DC Universe Online. You know, a 12-year-old game that has that. I'm not justifying it, Argus says. It's just saying it's good. This is kind of stuff that benefits the company way more than making new stuff from scratch in the old characters. But they're not. They haven't been making brand new, freaking amazing things. It's like one weapon here and there, a backpack, a pair of gloves, right? And then they put it in the season. And as you go through the season, you unlock that stuff. That's the same thing you're doing now. The only difference is you'll be doing it with a new character. Okay, instead of having it constantly keep power creeping in the strength that you already have, which is diminishing returns, the characters are scaled to you at all times in Division. The characters are literally your level all the time. stronger, better, or cooler, or aren't going to be interested in getting it. It requires a lot of creativity and innovation to keep up with it, unless they nerf the hell out of you all the time. They don't have to do that, though. There's world tiers and difficulty levels to make it, and it scales with you at all times in Division. Is this going to kill the game for you, or will you do the new character grind each season? No, I'm done with it. If they force me to make a new character every season, I'm done playing their game. My thing is, if you want to do what you're doing, cool. Let me choose if I want to make a new character or not. Argus says, yeah, but some new stuff. But now they'll be able to have you get old stuff along the way. You can get old stuff along the way already. Everything that you're saying right now, Argus, is already in the game. Already in the game. Because after the season's done, all that old stuff goes into the pool. And because of the targeted looting system, you can literally just do whatever you want to get the gear that you want and run it. But the weapons aren't stronger or with the better perks or attributes. They also would already grind out. Why would you use a bunch of time gating new stuff unless it's better? The point is, though, if you want to put a new weapon in the game, cool. Okay, let's say they put a new AR in the game. Okay. At the end of the season, you get a brand new AR. You play the game with a new character. You run through the whole thing. You get the new AR. Season's over. Your character that you just made that was new at the end of the season gets moved into your library of characters, and all the gear and XP gets to go into your other character. When are you playing that character? What is the point of me making a new character to get a weapon that's new and then give it to my character that I'll never play? What is the point of that? Quintar says, new character idea is such a bad idea. Koki says, damn, I wonder if they lose so many players, they'll backtrack on the decision. I guess they'll have to figure that out. That's exactly right, Quintar. Us working adults don't have time to play. And even when you have time to play, your time is like, now you have, let's say you play 8 hours a month. Okay? You'll never complete the season. You'll never do anything. But now you have to play a new character. You're not even playing your old character. Now you're just playing the new character, and that you'll never play your main character that you've been playing with this entire time because you like the game. You want to play the game with your character, but now you're not going to be able to do that because the new stuff that comes out has to be a new character. But for existing characters, you would already have it if your case that you also been playing, right? That the guy that keeps up with the game doesn't have old guns left to still grind out. They need it. They can grind the new stuff. All of the stuff from all the past seasons are in the pool. So if you're a brand new player today, you could go into Division and just grind ARs, okay, and get the AR. Like, you can literally just go in and go, I want that backpack, and just grind that backpack. Go for that backpack. Right? Leveling keeps going. Targeted loot. You can play the story mission. You can do it at every difficult level that you want. You can do it at easy, medium, hard, super hard. It's already in the game. All the characters level up with you as you go, so the people that you're fighting against are always feel like hard, unless your build is good, and then you can melt the people. Seasonal content business practice is the same as a subscription in Siege. Ubi wants you to keep charging existing player money. They can do that. They have season passes already in the game. There's a free track and a paid track. Yes, I'm saying the existing players, though, already have that to play the stuff. Argus, if new season comes out, they put new weapons in, which they've been doing, right? New backpack, new glove, new holster, whatever. I don't have that. I don't have that until I play the season. That's happening right now. Right now, in the season, there's gear in the thing that I don't have. That I would play through the season and then get that season, right? Nobody has it, right? So I'm doing the season right now to get the gear, to get the stuff, to get the XP, to get the cosmetics, to get the guns, whatever, right? There's no difference except that they're taking the character that I'm playing right now away from me to start a new character. to get the same new stuff that they're going to put in there. It's not, I don't have the stuff that they're putting in the game. They're still putting stuff in the game. Okay. New players clearly aren't even interested. Hence why they still haven't been playing the game for 5 years. So the new players are not interested. So now you're going to shove out your old players so your new players that are not interested in the game come in the game and play? That makes no sense. Thirty, serious question. I don't make multiple characters per game, so how does this penalize me? Oh, well, if you don't make a new character, Travis, in Division, then you can't play the new content. Right? I have a question. Those of you that love Destiny, you've been playing Destiny for 10 years. If Bungie decided that every season you had to make a new Guardian, would you be okay with it? Would you be okay with it? But Division's not about the latest, greatest gun. It's about the guns that you want and the gear that you want to make the build that you want. I can literally change my build on a whim in Division because I earned it. If new players don't have it, then why? They have to play the game. I played the game, so why am I being punished? Oh, it says the older players save the game. Yeah, exactly right. I would smash my useless $200 tower. So on a new character, they don't have to worry about the power creep as much because you don't have all the old loot on you. And the new loot doesn't have to be crazy when you don't already have. Argus, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? A new player coming into the game, okay, if they play the story or not, they can go through levels 1 through 40. And then there's end game. Okay? Now the game lets you start at end game, right? There is no end game, right? It's just what it is. Okay? If you don't have the gear that I have, obviously you don't because you didn't play the game like I did, or like Sarge did, or like the guy that was level 23,000 has. So why are the people that are playing the game that you can play solo with a bud, co-op, random, help people, whatever, why are the people that have the guns, that like the game, love the game, play the game, okay? Why are they being punished? Right, there's no power creep. There is no power creep. Argus says, yeah, I get that, Mike. I'm speaking on the seasonal model in general. I'm not 100% the effect that it will take on the game like Division. The seasonal model right now is go on manhunts, go through the season pass, and unlock gear in there. You can do that as a new player. You can do that as an old player. It's right across the board. But while you're doing that, you can make the builds that you want. There's modifiers and different things. There are all the stuff. Nothing changes. The only thing that's changing, okay, is that the character that I'm using right now, I can't use, and I have to make a new character. So I can get the XP and the gear in that season to then give to my main character that I can't play because the next season started and I got to make a new character. You have to please both new and existing players. Not saying it was... But why do I have to please the new players with the content that can be played at any time from anybody doing anything? I don't understand your argument here. If you start today, Argus, and I'm 6 years in, it's the same. You could literally come in with me and we play the game. There's scale to you. There's scale to me. We're going through the stuff. You level up. You unlock a thing. You get the gear. There's nothing different. The only difference is now I'm being punished because I have a guy that's older than yours. D says the people that have the guns already are getting punished because they already have your money. Sure, I guess. They could easily have just made it an option and make seasonal character. That's exactly right, Dolphin. That's exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. Let me go to their roadmap. All right, let's go to their roadmap. Road ahead. Okay. One endgame. The Division 2 endgame offers a wealth of content, providing hundreds of hours of gameplay. Acknowledge that some players did not have access to this content. We're excited to announce that in year 6, we'll be making endgame accessible to all Division 2 players. Our goal is to bring all Division 2 players up to level 40. Okay? Congratulations, new players. You don't have to play the game. Okay? Ensuring that everyone can fully enjoy the new content that we are developing. Fantastic. Awesome. Doesn't affect me. I'm up there. I can play the game when it comes out. New people automatically get there. Okay? With the start of Year 6, Season 1, players can reach level 40 without owning Warlords of New York expansion and get access to the past and future endgame content. Okay? Fantastic. Activities such as incursion, season manhunts, countdowns, raids, previously available only to Warlords and New York owners, are now accessible at level 40 for all Division 2 players. So now you don't even have to pay for Warlords. Okay? Right? Everyone can do it. Awesome. That's a great move for everybody. Okay? This change benefits all players, ensuring a level playing field in terms of content access. Players who did not own Warlords of New York can now experience and enjoy the true endgame, while those who are already there will witness a matchmaking queues filling up with new players and new life taking over in social aspects of the game. Okay. Season 2.0. Seasons were introduced in Division 2 in March of 2020. With the release of Warlords of New York, they have become a key aspect of the endgame, yielding positive results and have strengthened player engagement. However, after 4 years, this model has reached its limit. We have gained valuable insight into the works and what does, and with each new season, it becomes a bit harder to bring novelty and surprises. To prepare for the new game's future, we needed to reevaluate our season model, update it, and equip ourselves with the right tools to make each season truly unique. Season 2.0 will offer existing mix of new gameplay elements, new story, and rewards, all present in the fresh way to allow greater creativity and surprise. A core of new model and a major shift introduces a seasonal character. By focusing the season experience on new character exclusivity, we can create something unique each season with much more control over general balancing and player experience without being constrained by legacy and each individual existing characters. Okay? There's difficulty levels and scaling within the game. Okay? I can play the game on the easiest difficulty or the hardest difficulty based on my choice as a player. Okay? Each season is meant to be experienced from level 1, featuring a fully revamped, accelerated progression design to swiftly guide players to end game, while gradually introducing all game mechanics to prepare them for level 40 season. Will offer a flexible structure allowing players to progress in many ways, but also provide a clear guidance with series objective of projects and accompany players through their progression journey. To create the maintain every fresh experience each season, will introduce a new set of gameplay modifiers, which they already do, enabling new play styles, which they already do, and challenges that will require reevaluating the established strategies and builds, which they already do. Okay, at the end of each season, all your hard-earned XP and rewards will be transferred to your main characters, while seasonal characters will then be added to your roster. This makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. Seasons happen after seasons. There's no break in between seasons. One season ends, the next season begins. So please tell me, someone please tell me, when will I have time that the XP and the rewards that transfer to my main character will then go to my main character? Where am I playing this main character at? Where am I playing this main character at if I'm playing the super involved season content. Where am I playing it? And then the content that I just made with that new character, he goes in my library. Where am I playing that character at? Nope, got to make a new character. Now I have main character, then I have new 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 character. When am I playing my main character? Come on. Someone explain it to me. New video for the Senate about to end game content. Anybody wants to watch, it'll put up in the Discord. We'll watch that a little bit later. Scaling and difficulty got nothing to do with the argument. They need to give you weapons and rewards, and weapons are also equally good because of scaling, and they have equally powerful perks on it, which is in the season pass, which you can get by doing the season pass. That character at the end was the new character. Right. Your old character went to heaven. Sorry. Your new perks add upgrades. Will be playable in your dreams. Okay. Manhunt 2.0. Manhunts have also undergone a transformation in year 6 with the introduction of weekly scouts that offer engaging activities for seasonal characters with scouts. The Manhunt story will now progress weekly instead of monthly. Holy shit. They've added something. Okay. Offering additional activity engagement without disturbing the season progression as always. The Manhunt events will also conclude with a new climax mission, but with a twist. The introduction of a new difficulty level called Master. The Master difficulty, which is available at the top of existing climate mission difficulties, normal through heroic, providing a challenge gameplay experience tailored for the teams of 4 players. Okay. Player expression. Player this year will be all thrilled to introduce an array of enhanced player customization features. The Division 2 offers a wide range of options to customize your characters to enhance your experience. To enhance my experience. Know what you're doing? You're de-enhancing my experience by taking away my character. Right? You're taking away my experience, but you're enhancing my experience, right? We're excited to introduce a streamlined customization flow. The new approach will consolidate all customization features into a single user-friendly interface, simplifying the process of personalizing your character to suit your style and making it more enjoyable. Furthermore, we're exploring new ways to showcase your character's existing menus and allow you to proudly display your achievements. I have a question. Why do I give a shit about my character now? My achievements in the game is by playing the fucking game and having a character that's 5 years old, that's level 2000, that has the bling and the guns, and someone comes up to me and goes, "Where'd you get that gun?" Let me tell you, young Padawan, let's go to this mission and let's grind it for you, baby. Let's get you this weapon. That's how the game is now. Okay? That's how the game is now. Right? That's not how the game is going to be in the future. Okay? DLC. And finally, year 6 will culminate in a new story DLC that takes players back to where it all began. Yeah, back to where it all began with a brand new character. Brooklyn, New York. Stay tuned for more updates for existing new chapter in the world of Division 2. Get ready to dive into the action, uncover new mysteries, and experience thrills of Year 6 Tom Clancy's Division 2. Let's make this a Year 1 to remember. Oh, yeah, we're going to remember it, all right. You better switch this fucking thing around and change your ways. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of people. You're going to lose a lot of people. So let me ask this. You say that the new weapons don't need to be stronger to do the new content because everything scales. So therefore, it's not better or stronger what you do, even play new stuff for it. The gear that's in the game is in the season pass. The new gear that you get is in the season. Okay? So as you're playing the game, as you're going through the game, the stuff in the season pass is the new gear that you can get. The gear can drop also in the actual world itself. But the stuff, to guarantee that you get it, if you play the game, you get the new gear in the season. Okay? So it automatically comes to you. So everyone can actually get the new gear if your loot generation sucks balls and you can't get it in the world. You can actually get at least one of them by playing the actual game. Right? Then you have that gun, and let's say it's an LMG, but your gun, your build that you're doing, you're not an LMG build, so you don't really care about that gun. You're just doing your build. Right? You're just doing your build. So now they say, oh, well, to do these against this character, you need to have this build. Great. If I'm a player that's already played the game, I have that build, right? I can go make that build because I've unlocked all the classes. I've done all the things, okay? So I get to do that, and then I can continue on playing the game how I want. New players that haven't played the game have to play the game. I know it's crazy, right? I know it's crazy. New people have to play the game. Old people have been grinding, right? Have been grinding. They have that stuff. And the only thing that they have to get now is the seasonal content, which they're playing through the game, and they will unlock at some point anyway. To put it on their old character that they can use character at any time. If those weapons aren't worth grinding to get, I got something they offer to get them. Man, this sounds like they're killing the game. We all know about playing Division isn't about the gunplay and the action. It's about the friends you make along the way. Argus says, and at the basically has to be the power in some type of way, whether that was the stats or power rearing or the perks. Argus, the way the game is played, my build melts yellow bars. That's what my build does. That's the way I wanted to play the game. That's the way, okay, I play the game. That's my choice and how I want to play the game, right? So if I'm playing with people and somebody's a medic, someone's a tank, I'm a melter, right? I melt yellow bars, right? Now you're forcing me, okay? Now you're forcing me to get rid of my build the way I want the build, so I have to go to the meta way, which Division's never been that. It's about the build that you want to make. That's why people like playing the game. See, this is what happens when you have a great model and you work for 5 years. You go fuck it up and greedy and want to make new characters so you can buy more microtransactions. Let me rephrase since I actually had 2 messages questions. What about the new loot in the game makes it worth spending or precision time getting right now that differentiates it from what's in? The gear that's in the game is in the season pass. So if the new season started, the guns that you would get is in the season pass. And you would go up the season pass by just playing the game. Brain says, whoa, 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 whoa. You have to unlock all the specializations of the new character, like sniper, crossbow, and special classes? They didn't answer that question, Brain. I would assume you would have to because you're starting a new character. I would assume. Okay, so this sounds like dog shit game design. If every gun is equally viable and there's no reason to chase the loot, a base game, which, well, there's different perks on the guns, but the set guns are for the season. If you look at those guns and go, okay, I'm going to add those guns to my collection. So if I want to make a build later, I can do that. But if I have my build, that's the build I want to use. It's July 2nd for the first Descendant? Okay, so it's not today. And even if it is the gear that you have to get, why do I have to start a new character to get that gear? Let's say the boss at the end of the mission, okay, I can't do the boss until I unlock that gear. And then I have to switch that gear to get my character. Why can't I do that with my main character? Why do I have to do it with a new character? Altern says, I have seasoned characters made in other games. They do it because the character has a specific class, not a looter shooter. This doesn't provide more engagement in a looter shooter. My question is, right? My question is, if I'm a character that's a higher power and all the enemies scale with me, how is it easier for me to go through the content? Big T says, with DZ has a YouTube on this change 30. I think they're pissed about it. What what's his that's his name? Okay, let's see.
A little bit about the new changes that we got to hear about year 6. I guess specifically this is gonna be about the season 2.0 because the Division 2 community are pissed and everything is on fire. So I thought we would just check out what people are thinking and yeah, just go from there and talk a bit about it. So personally, I am not surprised about the reactions we've seen because seasonal characters, yeah, it's a big change. But let's just go through, starting with their actual Twitter. So we got Viat here that's, I'm not sure whatever to be sick, disgusted, angry, or disappointing. Disappointed. Restarting from level 0 for seasonal characters. Voni for free. I want my money back for that shit. PvP updates, please. Don't make me laugh. Too many problems. Still, despite the good fixes you added. So he gave them some cred though. And they actually replied. Voni content remains paid. The only change is that players can now reach level 40 without owning the DLC. Yeah, so I guess in case you don't know, nothing really changed. To go to New York and do the New York missions, you need to have warlords, right? So this is just making that everybody
I'm gonna
SHD watch.
make this a little faster.
In game stuff like incursion, raids, and the new content coming, but they can't play. Yeah,
it's 21 minutes
of New York missions and the area. I think this is the wrong thread though. When does season 2.0 start? I think we know that, right? Season 2. But yeah, let's actually go to check Reddit. There's a lot of posts here. So yeah, let's just see. We sort by hot, I think. So 12 hours ago. I think we're being too quick to judge. Damn. No, I'm just fucking with you. Fuck seasonal characters and fuck massive if they go forward with it.
I love that. I'm like, for a split second there. Hold on a second. Right? I like how this guy says, I think we're being too quick to judge. I was like, look at this guy. And he's like, nah, just fucking with you.
Quick to judge. Damn. No, I'm just fucking with you. Fuck seasonal characters and fuck massive if they go through with it. So we got some meme here. 840 upvotes. That's quite a lot on Division 2 Reddit, so.
Division 2 players getting seasonal characters. Diablo players. First time? Yeah, that's exactly right.
Division 2 players getting seasonal characters. Diablo players, first time. The thing is, like in Diablo, it makes sense. And I think a lot of people actually do love seasonal characters in Diablo. And you actually don't have to at least in Diablo 3, you weren't forced to do seasonal characters. But you wanted to do that because you had to regrind, which to a lot of people will be like, why would you want to do that? Because in that game, they had leaderboards, new gear. Like, it was just way more fun to do seasonal characters. Maybe that's just me, though. But I feel like in Diablo, it makes sense. So here they say that maybe they can't balance the game as it is. So the reasoning behind the seasonal characters, we can create something unique each season with much more control over general balancing and player experience without being constrained by the legacy of each individual existing characters. I don't really think that's what they're saying. It's more about the modifiers that they will have each season to change the game. So yeah, I don't really agree with that one. Oh yeah, so here comes some of the... Oh, we also got a content creator one. Okay, well, let's start with this one. Division 2 Farewell Season. So I mean, obviously people are most upset with that they spent a lot of time with the character and now emphasis are going to seasonal characters, which makes sense. But it's also like whenever Division 3 comes out though, are they gonna complain that now your Division 2 character is completely useless?
That's different. No one's expecting to take, okay, because they didn't do it from Division 1 to Division 2. So to assume that my character from Division 2 is gonna go over to Division 3, that's fucking bullshit what he just said there, okay? No one's saying, well, am I gonna get mad because my Division 3 character is different? We don't know what Division 3 is. It could be in a fucking different location. It could be a different thing, different time frame. Could be a continuation. Can I make my character? Is it brand new? Can I continue it over? That's nothing that I'm expecting them to do. But to say that, well, you expect it to come over? No, I expected the game that I've been playing for 5 years not to just shit everything out the window, okay, because of what I'm playing now. I'm not worried about Division 3, okay?
Probably not. But the difference there is that Division 3 is going to have a lot of new content, right? And it doesn't seem like we're getting that crazy amount of content. But it's also this, like, we're getting something new, or would it be better if they kept it the same way it's been? Like, I'm all for new stuff. But I know people are really attached to their characters, so yeah, I mean, that is the part where people are upset with it. Content creators cheesy cock-shilling for the Division devs. This quote the other day, give me your opinions as long as they agree with my opinion. This is the thing. Reddit especially. But yeah, I think I never seen like any subreddit like Division that hates content creators as much as the Division Reddit. I don't know if it's because there's a lot of casual people on the Division subreddit. I'm not really sure why. But I get this a lot as well, that like, oh, like, you getting paid by Ubisoft. Like, first of all, I've never gotten paid by Ubisoft or Massive. Never. I never got a single dollar paid by them. Second of all, like, obviously, it's been a long time with the series. I've been full-time before this for a long time. And it was a long time ago that I actually cared to try to, like, lick their ass. Like, I know some content creators do that. Like, I respect them, but I don't see any reason for licking their ass, right? And if you look at the Division series as a whole, if you know me,
I had no problem if Division 3 comes out and they had this from the very start, Argus, and you knew from the very start that your character was going to get resetted from the start. Cool. Right? But this is 5 years, 6 years, 5 full years going into the 6th year, and then all of a sudden now they're changing it and ripping it away from you.
And you actually watch me for more than 10 minutes, and you get your own opinion for watching me, you know that the game and the series have gone completely opposite of what I personally would have liked it to go, right? Making the game way easier difficulty-wise, making the skill ceiling way lower, fucking up Dark Zone and PvP, right? Like, everything completely opposite of what I would have wanted. But we need some, yeah, let's actually look at the content creator one. Almost are calling it a good change to the seasons, of course. This update only benefits the game makers and the content creators. Of course they will like it. Unfortunately, this will paint a different image of the game and the veterans will be pushed out. Veterans are basically told to adapt to us focusing on increasing the player base by undermining you or fuck off.
Right. And that's my issue. My issue is, if you want to put this in the game, cool. But make it an option, not mandatory.
I do agree that a lot of the stuff that they have changed now is to actually get new players into the game and franchise. And I personally think that that's a good thing. Because, I mean, for Division 3, we need new players. The game...
So get the new players. New players come in the game, they're going to have to play the game. I know it's crazy. Buy a new game. 4 or 5 years into the cycle, you play the game. You're leveling up your character. Why am I being punished if I want to play my character? If I want to make a new character, I can make a new character. But not forced to make a new character because new players to make it fair. The fuck?
Doesn't have the biggest player base. Yes.
It's not like I have to play with people. I can be in my own world. I can be with just my friends.
There are people that are really committed to it, but like, isn't it a good thing to focus to try to get new players? But of course, like, yeah, veterans in this game have, in my opinion, always got fucked. The hardcore player base, I guess that's not the same as veterans though, but like, as somebody that played this game before, pretty hardcore, especially Division 1 and early Division 2, like, you always get screwed, right? So it's nothing new, really. But I don't understand why this is like, yeah, I guess for a content creator. The only reason this is good as a content creator is because there's actually stuff to do in the game. Like, there's a reason to log on each season now because there's more stuff to do. So I don't know really why it would be so much better for a content creator than for a normal player. Because as a content creator, you want new content. Like, if there's no new content, and the new content seems to be the same thing, just that you, like, level, right?
Well, if you're a content creator, you make content no matter what. Just saying.
Right, so, I mean, I don't really get that. And, I mean, to make clear, like, I play and I'm a content creator, but, like, I'm really doing it casual, right? So, I mean, I play way less than some of the people in the Reddit thread here complaining and saying it's good for content creators, so, yeah. The Division was the last Ubisoft franchise I was interested in. Been playing since 2016, I like putting my time into the game. This is enough to bail out. This is going to be a game killer. Veterans kept the game going, not the casual base. I mean, maybe at this point it's true. They've been stroking the content creators since the beginning. Every new update, every change, every nerf. It's a joke. Those people move on.
I don't think this is a content creator change. I honestly don't think this is a content creator change.
After a week, while we keep the game alive. Even when they added expertise, those people did it in a week and left us, well, us casual veterans had to grind it out for months. I still don't understand why Reddit people have against content creators. Like,
yeah, I don't think this has anything to do with content creators.
Content creators do thing, man.
Unless content creators are the people making the fucking game, which are called devs who make content and they're creators. This is not content creators as far as like YouTube and Twitch. I'm sorry.
And I feel like the game, like, I don't know, what have the massive, what have Ubisoft in terms of Division done for their content creators? There's no content creator program. There's nothing like, oh, invite people, or here's a referral code. If people play the game, you get a bit of money. There's nothing like that. There's no patches or anything in the game. As I said before, I have never gotten paid a single dollar by Ubisoft or Massive.
Or so basically you're saying F you to all the vets who built their character over the last 5 years. Your grind meant absolutely nothing. Congrats. But I think at the end of, like, if the game ended, right? If the game ended today and Division 2 was done today, I wouldn't feel like it was nothing, right? I played the game, got my character up to a certain point, and that was it. I moved on, right? But what they're changing here and mandatory, right? Y'all know people love mandatory things. Okay? Right? What they're mandatory doing and saying that you have to make a new character, that is the problem. Not that people have to make new characters for the new character. Like, a new person coming in, obviously, is making a new character. Okay? They've never played the game before. But the people that have old characters that want to play their old character 5 years into the cycle want to continue playing their old character. And you're fucking them over. The people that have been playing your game. If you want to make the change and new people play the game, new people are going to come play the game regardless. You can make the changes you want. New people are going to make a new character, but don't force the old people to make a new character every season.
Yes, I played like early access, but that's them using us for free marketing, basically. Here, I come and play Warlords of New York before release, so you can make a review or like release content, so we get free marketing. Like, what have they done for the content creators? Because I don't know. They haven't really done anything. So I don't understand the jealousy. Like, you can look at other games, and a lot of the companies focus a lot on the content creators. They have content creator programs where they like really give back to the content creators, but in this game, nothing. So I really don't understand where the jealousy of like content creators comes from. Or like the hate.
For instance, the first 2-3 years they did cater to the content creators. Sure, but what I'm saying is they didn't make these changes because of content creators, Brain.
At this point, I'm just happy to see the community backlash. It's massive. For sure, we need to answer, but until then, we go rogue on them. I think it's good, though, that people like sharing their opinion. And I'm not saying these guys are wrong, and if you have a different opinion than me, then it's perfectly fine. What use are content creators these days when 9 out of 10 they take the company developer side instead of that of the community? They should be on the side of those community and calling the devs out when they fuck up, not taking payoffs, etc. from the companies and hoping for exclusive access in the future. I agree that there are some people in the community, especially ETF, that like lick ass, but I don't think there's that many. I think the content creators should take their own opinion. They shouldn't just like go with the community or go with the devs. They should just think for themselves and just go with that, right? Like, to me, Seasons 1.0, completely dog shit. I've been shitting on that since it released. Completely shit. That's why I haven't been super active with the game. I have been back since January, right? So to me, Season 2.0 sounds better. Like, there might actually be a reason to play the game each season for more than a few hours. So that's my personal take on it. And I understand that some people super attached to their character. I can understand the SHD and expertise. The gear, sure. But at the same time, we had the same gear score for 4 years. Is it that bad if they kind of mix up the game, try something new, and actually give you a reason to use something else than your super min-max character? And then if you want to, you can go back to your main and use that super
You can't go back to your main. You're not going to go back to your main. In no scenario would you go back to your main. Because when are you playing that? If all the new stuff is in seasonal characters, when would you play your main character? You would have to put the 12 weeks in or whatever it is for that season to get the gear, to then swap it over to your main character, to then go into a regular world to play that character with the new stuff, which is not the new stuff, which is old stuff that you're going into to play. It makes no sense.
Maxed out character, right? Like, expertise, I'm 16, and I haven't really played that much. If I wanted 25, I would have hit it. And I haven't played that much as well since I got back. So yeah, it takes some grind, but is it really that bad to test something new? Like, I personally don't think so. But I also know the Division community, a big majority of it, since we haven't really had to reform in such a long time, are just super against to like reforming. Which I understand to some extent. But if there's content for it, then I'm all for it. So that is the difference. If there's not enough new cool shit in Season 2.0, then I'm definitely gonna agree and say like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So the modifiers and the new stuff in that gotta be good. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. In my opinion, you shouldn't support somebody who is not advocating for the community. These changes are like a slap in the face to the vets. This is why the uproar. I don't plan to play this nonsense in any form. I think a lot of people say they're not gonna play this game, but we all know that they're still gonna play it.
No, we're not. People with integrity don't. Right? If they go with this and they don't change the ways, then I can guarantee you majority of these people will not play the game. And then when they come back and say, oh, we're making changes. We heard you loud and clear. We're listening to the community. Are you?
And yeah, if you want to unsubscribe because my opinion is not the same as you guys, feel free to. Like, I don't think content creators should be forced to take some side. Have your own opinion. That's at least how I do it, you know. I'm really transparent when it comes to a lot of things. I say a lot of stuff that I shouldn't say. I'm really opening with everything when it comes to content creation, right? Like, talking about like earnings and stuff like that. I know people hate talking about money, but like, I've always been super transparent about it. And yeah, you get some backlash, and a lot of stuff might not be worth to say, but like, I'd rather just say how it is instead of licking ass to the Vision community or the viewers.
Big T says, I never understood the seasonal thing. I get invested in my main my characters and have to make new ones every 4 months. That's bad to me. Good live service metric, I guess. All the people that think that this is a good idea, I want to know. Do you play Destiny? And would you be okay if they did this in Destiny? Just saying.
For the devs, I just say how it is. And just go with that. Unsubscribe to all. Oh, yeah. Might wait to see how it is before I get angry. I mean, at least the Herbert dad have some... at least he's like open for it. I think a lot of people are just not open to even try it. But I said it before, I understand why as well, but... It's just a character, guys. Whenever Division 3 comes, like, your character is going to be completely useless. Again,
that's not the same. To say that when Division 3 comes, you're going to have to make a new character, that is a new game. That's a different starting point than what we have here. It's not the same. To compare those two things is idiotic. Okay? It has nothing to do with, well, you know, you're going to have to make a new character for Division 3 and then Division 4. Yeah, great. We're not there yet. Okay? We're here in Division 2, 5 years into the thing, and people don't want to make a new character 5 years into the thing.
Again. Your character is not dumb, so if you want to play it, you can. Streamers are babysitters for the socially undesirable. I mean, if you could be a full-time streamer, would you not take the chance? Being a YouTuber, in my opinion, is way more harder and kind of more annoying. If you can just stream and do that naturally, it's way more chill. And it's actually really fucking, yeah, it's really chill. It's just really hard to make a living, in my opinion, being a streamer, because you rely on either people donating or...
These are Star Wars Outlaws. You get all those perks and abilities. They add a new story next season, and you have to start over with no abilities. Right.
Monthly payments. And yeah, if you're big enough, you can have ads on the stream and you can get sponsorships. But you rely a lot, especially smaller streamers, rely a lot on people giving money to them. That's why I always liked YouTube more, because yeah, you get views and you just put some sponsorships on it. And there you go. You don't have to rely on your viewers to give you money, which is why I always preferred YouTube. But if you could be a streamer and live with that, I don't know. If you play video games, you could stream it and make a living out of it. Why would you not? But I mean, obviously, Surface visual.
Thank you much for the 11 months, man. Appreciate that. Moments like this, I remember that you don't have to restart every season in Path of Exile.
Fastest way to level your character now. Best build for this season. Yeah, I mean, that's just because people click it. I hate these cringy titles and stuff, but that's just... If these people in the thread wouldn't click those videos, then yeah, nobody would use the title, so... Okay, so I got a lot of new threads open, and I realized the video is long, and there's a lot of Reddit threads. It was kind of unplanned, but I just wanted to check Reddit and you see what they're saying. So this is the biggest thread. That's the one I saw before. 855 upvotes, which is really a lot for a Division 2 subreddit. Yeah, so this guy spent 1,300 hours on this game, right? So I spent 1,575, plus some AFK time. Some of the time is recording.
1,575 hours. This guy spent 1,300 hours.
So we probably played around the same time, me and this guy. Tiny little bit more. So it says, if they bring in seasonal characters, I will leave her. I don't want to grind plot content, the same loot for same builds. Blah, blah, blah.
I spent about 1,300 hours on the game. If they bring seasonal characters, I'll leave her. I don't want to grind plot content, the same loot for the same builds for hours just because Ubisoft decided to take away the opportunity for me to progress in the season through the main character. For those who don't know, yes, the developer decided to add seasonal characters to the game like Diablo 3 and 4. Here's the time code for the video where it says people will have exactly one season to have the game from a nightmare. Let the developers know what you're against this unique experience.
So yeah, this is the big thread.
30, what if they wanted to do sunsetting instead? I would be done as just the same. Just the same, Robert. You know where I stand with that.
This guy is saying the last time I did the 1 to 40 grind, it took me about 35 hours. They have said that it's going to go way faster. I don't know how long, 10 hours maybe. I think it should go extremely fast though. I don't know if 10 hours, if it's good, but it should, yeah.
Great. So the 1 through 40 experience, let's say it takes 20 hours now. Okay. So now the value for them to keep us in the game is 20 hours. 25 hours, right? Which the people that are playing the content anyway, instead of going from 1 to 40 in the content, they're just leveling up seasons 1 through like up to level 40 or to 80 or to 100. The same thing.
I would like the leveling part, but a few seasons might get annoying. But it's definitely not taking 35 hours. 15 hours tops. And then we also don't know how the SHD and all that works. Expertise and optimization. Would assume they're going to make it as easy as possible for us. Seems like...
Yeah, but Argus, for that, we understand that the people that are the veterans, we're the smaller portion of the pie, right? And the people that they're changing for if they had a sunset because they're just too powerful, what percent is that? That top 3%? Maybe the top 3%? Right? It looks just like in any game, right?
This is the end. Seems like the end is in sight for Division 2 if they go through with this. It's crazy they think it's the end, bro. In my opinion, they should just use Division 2 to do a lot of testing to make sure that Division 3 will be the best freaking Division game we ever had, you know? Also, you will get another character slot, right? 1 seasonal character slot.
So they have more 4 characters than it is unless they expect people to constantly delete the create new characters. Right? Well, that's another problem. Right? You only have a certain amount of slots, and then every season, so about the 3rd season, 4th season, you're going to have to delete one of your characters because you don't care about those characters anyway. So what's the point? Right? Also, we can kiss all the hardcore characters goodbye. Oh, I didn't even think about that. People that do hardcore.
So you don't have to really delete the character. But yeah, I was really surprised when I heard about the seasonal thing. The stakes to days I'm definitely gone. I don't play recycled content seasons in other games, and I will for sure not play another fresh character every season to be able to play the season at all. These reworks flop hard, the game's dead. I mean, it's kind of already dead. Seasonal characters are awfully dead. I need to stop this horrible project. I want to play new content with my main character. I don't want him to be turned into simple storage. It's really interesting. Like, what are they actually going to do about this? Because, I mean, I expected people to be upset, but people are more upset than I thought. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense, actually. Like, Seasonal doesn't work with Division 2 because the loot and resources required to get your gear to optimal efficiency took a lot of us years.
Yeah, Seasonal doesn't work with D2 because the loot resources required to get your gear to optimal efficiency took a lot of us years. It's not Diablo, where you can hop on 2 or 3 hours and get a bunch of stuff done. They need to stop copying off other C-grade homework. Well said, right? Well said.
Not Diablo, where you can hop on for 2 or 3 hours and get a bunch of stuff done. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense with how Division 2 is, like, played out.
Yeah, it's not fucking Diablo.
With the libraries, the optimization, min-maxing, right? Of course, you can do that in games like Diablo, but it's not as important. I don't know how it works in Diablo 4 now, though. Close to 1k hours is the worst possible news for this game. I agree, this needs to be revoked. I think the main issue is that a lot of Division players don't really... Like, they play really casually. They play not that many hours per season, even. So, having to, like, spend, let's say, 10 hours to just get to 40, it's just too much time, right? Like, they can't keep up. And I guess the plan is to be able to do it on the main later on in the season.
I'm close to 1,000 hours. It's the worst possible news for this game. Like, they're not taking any... They're not taking anything in consideration here for the amount of resources and stuff went into, right? Literally, year after year, they added the stuff to make it more so I can upgrade the weapons, upgrade the weapons, upgrade the weapons. They fed you, right? They fed you food. Now you're big and fat. And they're like, sorry, you're fat now. You're a fat slob. We'd have to get rid of you. Like, you put the game together. You built this game, so I'm getting gear, and then we hit a point, and they're like, well, we're going to make you more powerful. We're going to make you more powerful where you keep getting the same gun, break those down, put that into the gun to make it even a better gun, so then you have god rolls and all this other stuff. Now we're at the point that we're so powerful, they're like, yeah, you're going to have to start over. Sorry, you fucked up. Yeah, I know it's bad, but it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Season, but later then. Which is kind of fine, but you also have to wait like a month or 2 or whatever to the end of the season before you can do that, and that's probably not that fun. Make sure that reset your character every season makes zero sense. They double tap the game in the head like our character did the game at the end of Voni, so I guess they could trash this.
I guess this means it's the end of life for players like you guys? No, we're the only reason, and I'm not even a hardcore player, Argus. We're the only reason this game is still being worked on and being used, right? You get rid of us, and I guarantee you... Okay, give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, on a phone call. So they put this here, and now they're going to lose their entire player base, right? And then the people that like it and think it's cool, there won't be enough of them.
Resurrected. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do. I'm the biggest advocate of this game, but if this seasonal character decision doesn't get turned over, I'm unfortunately uninstalling. Yeah, I mean, people are not happy. And it's understandable, because, I mean, all these changes... Like, there are a few positive things with this, right? So, the game doesn't have crossplay. So, if you have more than one platform, you could actually join somebody. If I play on PC and next Season 2, I want to play on PS5. I could just get it on PS5, and I can start on Season 2, and I could actually be at the same spot that everybody else on PS5, right? So, I'm not behind. So, that's, like, a good thing. Also, for new players, of course. And it's an even playing field, and they're testing stuff for Division 3.
Even playing field for what? What does that mean, even playing field? For what? The DZ? Is that what they're talking about? An even playing field? What is an even playing field in a game where everything scales to you? What? Someone explain this to me in like I'm fucking retarded. Okay? Please. Please. What's an even playing field? Someone that's never played the game before. Okay? Yeah, we've had a clan for the 5 years, almost 6 years, Mo. Right? What's the even playing field? Right? My son, if I let him play Division 2 starting today, okay? He plays the game and we play together. He's doing the same amount of damage to that person as I'm doing the same amount of damage to that person because it's scaled. Okay? Then he levels up because he's playing the game. Then he gets to level 40. Then after 40, he gets into the other grind, right? He's playing the game. There's no uneven playing field.
And there's also more hours to spend in the game, which I think is good. I think those are the benefits. Then, of course, the negatives is that the character and the min-maxing you've done, you're not going to be playing that character as much anymore. Because it's more focused on a new character, and that's where people are really upset, right? Which makes sense. But yeah, I have no clue what this video turned out to be. I thought I would just check Reddit and read it a bit. And yeah, pretty long video though. We'll post this, but maybe we delete it. I don't know. But I'll
that's it. All right. Stupid. It's stupid. Right, 0.1%. In Destiny, in having the god rolls, in Division 1, I imagine specific perks on guns that allow you to do certain things more effectively in the game. Just a guess. Imagine scaling doesn't. But Argus, you understand, right? You understand that them doing this ruins everything they did up to this point in the game that they implemented themselves. Robert Jones says, so let me get this straight. If the playing field can be uneven, a PvE game, does this mean paying for progress is pay to win? Like, even if you get the perks on the actual weapon that you get in Division, you still have to get that gun over and over and over and over again to... Unless you get a god roll, unless you get a really good roll from that, the perks on the weapon, okay, mixed with the gear that you have, because the gear might make your gun more powerful that you're wearing, but to make that gun more powerful, I would have to feed it other guns to level that gun up, which is a system they put in the game. No one's doing that in a seasonal content. It's literally just doing levels 1 through 40 every single time. Season's over. Great. I got to level 52. Fantastic. Right? Which doesn't matter because everyone can do the level 40 content from the start. Come on, let's go. It's dumb. All right. We're moving on. It's been an hour and whatever on that. I'd be 38 hot if it was the main Division 2 for 5 years, created a badass build, only to be shafted because Ubisoft decided to be greedy. I don't even know if it's greedy. I don't even know if it's greed. It's like they don't want to support the game, so it's about the minimal viable product, and the only way they could do it more minimal viable product is to stop the people that were super powerful in the game that they chose to make super powerful. Yeah, eat. Keep eating. Keep eating. Hey, you fat. Right? You made me fat. You made me powerful. That's the way the game was designed. I haven't given a shit about Division for a year, and I'm waiting for Division 3. They won't get me to come back, and I keep away the hesitant getting Division 3. If Division 3 comes out and they do seasons from the start, again, forcing people to do it, I'm done. I won't play it. If I want to play seasons, and I want to make new characters every time, I'll go play a game that does that. That's not what Division was. Now, one of my favorite game modes that they had in Division 1, again, game mode, was the survival. I think it was one of the best things they've done. And every time I played that, you had a new character because it was just a loop of a game mode. Everyone started at 0, and you had to get, it's like sort of like a extraction / battle royale type of thing, right? And that's fine because it's a game mode. I have a choice. I have my main character, and then I have a character that I go inside that little 10-minute long, 15-minute, 20-minute long event and see if I win. Okay? That's different. That's not what this is. This is literally 12-week long, brand new character, level up all the way through. It takes you weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then it deletes. Completely different. The underlying issue will be greed. They know that equals more money somehow. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. Yeah, survival was good because it was choice and the main character wasn't touched. Hunting for the warm clothes and looking for the hunter before we left. Survival was fun as hell. Yeah, and it was great because it was a little game mode, and it didn't take up 12 weeks of my time. It was like, I want to come in 20 minutes, play my character, level up, see if I can get stuff, and that gear that you got there, if you got cool gear, right, would go over, right? Where's that? Nope. They're like, no, we're going to delete everyone's character. So, Season 2, or I'm sorry, Year 6, Season 2, we'll play taps because we'll be done with Division. But I think they're going to go back on this. Unfortunately, they won't go back on it until after Season 2. They won't go back to it. Season 3 will get changed. Season 2 will be the disaster. But you know what? They're going to have to learn. All right. So the next story I want to talk about is this is a short one. Insider Gaming. Valve faces a $840 million Steam lawsuit in the UK. Okay. If you guys like what I do here, we go over news stories, have conversations. I rant and rave a little bit. 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Valve faces a $840 million Steam lawsuit in the UK court. In the United Kingdom, it has been revealed that Valve is facing a £656 million, $840 million US lawsuit with accusations surfacing that the tech titan is using Steam to take advantage of the UK gamers. At the heart of the suit, it's claimed that Valve has been rigging the market for years, shutting out competition and holding a monopoly over PC gaming market. So, that's a lot of damage. This landmark lawsuit seeks a serious from Valve in the United Kingdom. In 2023, Valve reported record high revenue on Steam, pulling in more than $9 billion globally and selling more than 580 million games. This data comes from a courtesy of VG Insight, a part of the BBC. Now, it's been alleged by the claim that filed that the Competition Appeal Tribunal that the Valve charges excessive commissions on games, which forced the UK-based PC gamers to purchase digital software at a price far higher than they would in other platforms such as Xbox or PlayStation. Is that true? I'm confused by this, right? Obviously, we read the news stories and then give you my thoughts and opinions. But aren't PC games less expensive than console games? Chat, chime in on this one. Okay. In this collective action claim, Valve is being slammed by digital right campaigners who have branded the company as unlawful. Okay. In a statement, Milberg Natasha Perman, his leading partner at the lawsuit, said, quote, "The UK gamers spend billions every year on Valve and has stranglehold on the PC gaming market. Competition law is there to protect consumers and ensure that the market work properly." Okay. Historically, Milberg has worked with consumers to combat likes of Sony. In 2022, the London-based law firm took the Titan Japanese tech company to court for $5 billion class action lawsuit in similar claims. So it doesn't really go into more information than that, right? I'm confused. I thought Steam, right? You hear it all the time that Steam games are cheaper, right? I'm not saying there's not games that are just as expensive, but maybe over in the UK it's more expensive. I'm not sure. This is why I've said, chat, I know there's a lot of you guys overseas that say this, that they're cheaper and whatnot. Oh yeah, it's more engaging because they're doing it right. It's also when engagement is going to drop. Argus says, I take Steam monopoly over literally any other gaming platform. We start letting those companies lock stuff behind their own platforms, and that's when we'll have actual get fucked. Well, I think that's what Epic's doing, right? Epic's trying to get the thing, and Steam's got their things and whatnot, and people that are fans of Steam, it's like a religion, right? They're like, I'm only playing on Steam. I'm not going to do any other browser. Okay. Z says rant a little bit on the way. My whole channel's fucking ranting. Really, Z. Yeah, so I'm a little confused. I mean, $840 million Steam lawsuit, that's pretty big, but again, it's only in the UK. So I find it funny they always have to make a precedent over in the UK before it happens anywhere else. You can't make me open Epic. Yeah, people hate that they have to go to Epic or like the Blizzard launcher or any other launcher to play games. Eclipse says, I don't know how they're a monopoly. There's like 18 launchers on PC. It's not their fault gamers choose to use them. See, I would have to know, Eclipse, more information. I'll be honest, I play games no matter where. I haven't really looked too much into if Steam has a hold on something, right? Do they get the rights? Do they approach people to pay to get them onto Steam? I don't know. Or do companies automatically go to Steam because it's the best platform there is? I don't know. What's the lawsuit? The lawsuit, Sarge, is that the accusation surfacing that the tech titan issuing Steam to take advantage of the UK gamers. At the heart of the suit is claim that Valve has been rigging the market for years, shutting out competition and holding monopoly over the PC gaming market, right? That's the accusation. I don't know. Again, we would have to figure out with more information down the road, but they're basically saying they're rigging the market for years to have a monopoly over the people in the UK. Oh yeah, Mo. Yeah, they actually care, right? We have no law protections over here. So we have to wait for it to happen over in the UK before we even decide to do anything over here in the States. How do you stop people from loading another launcher? No, I don't think it's about stopping people from loading another launcher. I think what they're saying is they're rigging the market, meaning that they're going to the companies and they're only letting them come onto Steam with incentives or whatever, right? Again, it's an accusation. Obviously, you can go to Epic, right? But there's certain games, Epic's doing the same thing, but the difference is Epic is not the market leader, right? So Epic was doing it with Borderlands. Borderlands was exclusive on Epic. And then people were like, well, it's not on Steam. I'm not going to buy it, right? They wouldn't go to Epic to get it. But because they had an exclusive thing with Epic. So they're saying that there's more games that are being rigging for where they're locked in with Steam. Now, I've never heard of that before, right? So this is the first. Now, again, I know nothing about this. We're just reading the article and giving you my thoughts on the article. So just more of a heads up that Steam is being sued. They're probably being sued for a lot more than this with other lawsuits. This is the one that they're bringing out. It's the first time I've ever heard that there could be a monopoly in the digital space. That would have to be proven in court. When does the court case start? It's going to be an Epic case. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say on the actual story. It's hard to complain when the consumers would say Steam offers me great deals on what I'm interested in on the regular basis. Sure, but if they can prove, Z, that they are doing a monopoly by holding companies where they can't go to other launchers, then it wouldn't matter if the customer is happy because they're on one spot. It would be proven that they have a monopoly because they're holding people back, right? Steam being sued for sounding like a food company, but it's not one. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a break real fast. Get more water. All right. Pepsi says, example, Outlaws launched on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation 5, etc. If Outlaws is put on sale for Xbox, Steam would also put the game on sale. Right, so they probably paid for the exclusive to get Outlaws, right? On Steam. That means Epic wouldn't have it, right? So they're holding it back because of the largest platform. They would have more damage. That's why they can say they're a monopoly. Anyone who looks at Path of Exile 2 and doesn't see details must be playing on 15 frames per second Game Boy Advance screen, because Path of Exile 2 shots on D4 in terms of graphics feel like feel of the characters. I don't think the appeal of Steam is just the sales. Read message before that. I watched a video 2 months ago that said something along the lines that anytime a game goes on sale on another platform, it's also on Steam. It also goes on sale on Steam. But why would that have... I'm confused. Because I don't think that lawsuit's about games going on sale. It's games on sale and what they sell on the platform. Right? Make what you're saying make sense to me, Krebsy. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. Right? Sure, if Xbox goes on sale and they put it on sale on Steam, are you saying they're linked where one goes on sale, the other one goes on sale, and that's why they're a complaint? I think it's more because they're getting the exclusive on the PC market. Right? Not Xbox games, just Steam games. Like, even if the big titles come to Steam and Xbox, that's not the problem they have with the exclusive. They have a problem with all the other games that come on Steam that are only on Steam. If the story of Steam stopping devs putting games on sale because it's cheaper elsewhere than Steam, that's not what I'm getting from this story, right? Let me read it again. In the United Kingdom, that they're facing an $840 million lawsuit and accusations surfacing the tech titan is using Steam to take advantage of UK gamers. The heart of the suit claims that Valve is being rigged the market for years, shutting out competition and holding monopoly over PC gaming market. It's not about putting things on sale or whatnot. It's literally rigging the games that go on there and then charging a higher price for them. If it's on sale for $29 and ultimately is 50% off at $52, I don't even think the main PC to defend them. I don't want to have to buy my games from no Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo PC launchers. Want all of them guaranteed to be inferior. Less like to go on. Sales as often as also just an overall worse platform and user experience. Yeah, they're talking about it as just games on sale, not on sale for cheaper, on sale on Steam, like to purchase them. They're not saying like, well, they're on sale here and they're also on sale on Steam, like as a discounted rate sale. They're talking about for sale, for purchase. I think Steam is selling anything higher than other platforms. And that's where I'm from, Argus. I'm like, I didn't think they were selling anything higher. But what I'm thinking of is that it's not about the mainstream games. It's all the other games that are on Steam. They can only find them on Steam, and they're at a higher price. Which I don't understand, because if it's only on Steam, right? If it's only on Steam, then how do they know they're charging a higher price? Right? I'm confused by this. I truly am confused by this. How would you have a comparison? Right? I make a game. I have it on Steam. I sell it for $30. They're selling it for $35. It's sold nowhere else. How would you know that it's at a higher price? Steam has forced contracts where also games in multiple platforms goes on sale anywhere. It must also be on Steam sale. Could or could not be related to this suit. It could be, but for the story that we're talking about, it's not. So I can't include that into what this is talking about. But you're absolutely right. That could be connected to this, but that's not what this is. Also, Steam prevents you from putting your games on sale on your own platforms or others as cheaper than the Steam is selling it at. Again, that's not what this is either. They're just saying that Valve has been rigging the market for years, shutting out competition and holding a monopoly over the PC gaming market. And I totally get where you guys are going. But this doesn't correlate with this yet. Right? 100% correct, it could be. That's why I'm confused by just this claim. Because in my eyes, the average consumer, when I go to Steam, there's games that are cheaper there than they are on platforms. All right, we're going to move on because there's not much information in that story to go off of and to speculate about stuff that may or may not be attached. We'll wait for more information about that. All right, the last story I want to talk about today is Sony Pictures. Titan says Steam blackmailing devs to sell their own platforms or else you're banned. To call a kind of lawsuit, and they need to prove. I can't wait to see the case. Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so Sony Pictures acquires Alamo Drafthouse Cinema in a landmark deal that puts studios back in the theater game. Okay, just off of that title. Okay, those of you that don't know, there used to be a Paramount, decree back in the day where studios that made the films couldn't own the theaters that they were showing them in, just because they would have an advantage over stuff. Okay, so 2 years ago or 4 years ago, back in 2020, they overturned it immediately. Okay, it was 75 years in the making where no movie studio could own a theater chain because you could have advantages of showing your movies over other people's movies to make more money in the long run and whatnot. Now, in 2020, they vetoed it. They got rid of it. Okay, because theaters were struggling. Okay, and then they gave a 2-year gap. A 2-year sunsetting period of it, okay? Unlike what Division did, where they're just throwing this shit out there and forcing you, right? For 2 years, they put it out there where people could buy studios now, or studios could buy theater chains, and they haven't. This is the first one. Now, Netflix has bought a theater, one theater in California and one theater in New York. Netflix, which is technically a movie studio, they have their own original products and whatnot. They didn't buy a chain, they bought individual ones, and that was the first step into that era. Now Sony Pictures has acquired Alamo Drafthouse. Now Alamo Drafthouse has been in a massive, they went bankrupt. They filed chapter, I think, 11. They were supposed to make 2 locations here in my area, and those went out the window, right? It's a Texas-based company. They opened up in 1997, I believe. If you've never been to an Alamo Drafthouse, it was a really cool experience, and they had every place is a little different, but they would have, this is before the food, where all their theaters were doing it. Alamo Drafthouse, how the tables in front of you, they had servers and stuff come, And this was before all the other people started doing this. Okay. And there's a small chain of theaters, restaurants / whatever. Okay. They had theme nights and stuff like that. Well, now Sony has purchased them and took them out of bankruptcy. And they're smaller things. So before I read the article, my concerns with this are now that Pandora's box is open, right? Because Netflix owned 2 theaters separate of each other. Okay. And they weren't a chain. And now Alamo Drafthouse, I believe, has 34, right? 34 locations. And so it's not as big. So again, this is not going to be a big thing about Sony because it's a small chain. But now it opens Pandora's box for Amazon and Google and Microsoft or Disney. Mostly Disney and like Amazon because they make product, right? They make Amazon Prime. They have where they could purchase like AMC, which has got 4,000 theaters across the board. Okay. And there's a problem with this because just like in video game format, video game companies used to make physical product, and physical product used to go into the stores. And in that, they would only get a certain percentage, and the game stores would get the other percentages and whatnot, right? So they didn't make as much money off of each of the games because they had to make them physical and ship them and all the other products and whatnot. And then the companies decided to make streaming services, and they make it digital. And now they make more money, but then they have to raise the price of video games because video games are hard. Well, the movie industry has done the exact same thing now, but instead of selling you digital goods or whatever, they put the streaming services out there because they didn't want to pay the theaters the money. And theaters were were bombing because no one wants to go to a theater because, one, the movie theater has to pay an absorbent amount of half their shares, pretty much, to the theaters. And then theaters are raising the price because they're not making a lot of money off of it as well. And they have to raise the concession prices. And this is why you're paying $24 for a popcorn and a drink. Okay. So a lot of people don't want to go to the theaters. And then theaters shrunk down. They got rid of the megaplexes, right? Where it's like 1,000 seats or 500 seats in a theater. And they made them more quaint. They got rid of the rows and they put the bigger seats with the recliners and whatnot. And they get less people per theater, but they charge more money per theater. Okay, well, now people are not going to the theater for that. Well, now, Sony owns a chain. And in the future, other studios could own a chain, and this could be bad news because then, just think about it for a second. If Sony owns Crunchyroll, which is one of the biggest, anime stuff out there, okay? Now, they can put this in their theaters. You can only watch it in their theaters. Because they own the product, right? They own the product and they own the service now, okay? So not only could they put Crunchyroll behind PlayStation and charge you for PlayStation Plus if you want to watch it at home, but if you want to watch it in theaters, they own the actual place that it's showing. They can also stop other theaters from coming in because they don't want to pay a percentage of that or whatever, and they can only show Sony Pictures in their Alamo Drafthouse if they wanted to, which would be, they would get shit on for this because that's exactly why they stopped doing what they were doing. But now they could do this. Now, this is a small theater chain, okay? If AMC gets picked up by Disney, and then all AMCs are now, Disney movies only inside there, then it makes a shit ton of problems across the industry, right? So me and Sarge were talking last night, and I said, I wonder if they were doing this on purpose now. They literally switched from theaters, didn't want to share the splitting with the theaters, so they moved it over to streaming to make it come at home. The streaming services are struggling, but the theaters are struggling worse. They're going bankrupt. They're all closing. More theaters are closing down faster and faster. And now, who can swoop in and save them? Well, the big movie studios can come in and swoop in and save them. Okay? So I have a couple things. There was an article a couple years ago. Wait, is this it? This is it, right? So this article is from 2023, last year, April 6th. Okay. So Amazon plans to invest $1 billion a year in movies for theaters, right? So they're making 12 films annually in cinemas. Apple is to spend $1 billion a year on films to break into cinemas as well. Okay. So now I'm connecting dots, right? Again, this is my speculation that Apple and Amazon and Disney could all buy the other remaining chains of theaters, and then all of a sudden now we have a big problem on our hands because now they could stop the streaming services, right? And they could force you to go to the theaters because they only show their stuff inside the theaters. They're no longer able to do it on the streaming services. The streaming services would be more of like the B movies, right? Like they were in the past, where you would go to the theaters and watch the blockbuster films and the big films. But like Lion King 2 would be a straight to DVD or straight to VHS, right? So now what they could do, I'm not saying they're doing this, but they could do this. Now because Sony opened up and bought a bigger chain, but a smaller chain than AMC or Cinemark or anything like that, they could 100% force you. One, theaters would be open again, right? But Disney would own the AMC, and Amazon would own the Cinemark, and Apple would own the Carmichael or whatever. They could start forcing their content when you can only see their content in their theaters. And not only would they benefit from this, but they would also benefit from the concession stands and stuff because they won't have to pay out anybody else. Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, well, no one likes to go to the theaters. Okay. So why would they go to the theaters now? Well, the difference is they are forcing you to go now, because just like the guy in the other video that we just watched said that people said that I'm not going to stop playing the game. There's always people that will play the game. There will always be people that watch your stuff. Now, is it the majority of the people that want to go see it? It doesn't have to be the majority of the people. It just has to be the people that get enough money out of them, and it doesn't have. They can subsidize it because now they're not only are they making money on the ticket, but they're making money on the concessions as well. They don't have to split the money with anybody, so there's more money coming into their pocket. So when they have a 50 theater seat, place, and they only have 20 seats in there, they're still making money off of that theater because they're not megaplexes and they don't have to fill the whole 250 theater up. You know what I mean? So it's a little weird. So I'll read the article a little bit here. Okay, so Sony Pictures requires Alamo Drafthouse and puts studios back in theater, okay, in the game. For more than 7 decades, studios weren't allowed to, under certain conditions, to own the exhibit company under the Paramount consistent decree, which increases the which receded in 2020. In this groundbreaking movement, Sony Pictures Entertainment has required Alamo Drafthouse Cinema in the deal that puts major Hollywood studios back in business of owning a movie theater for the first time in more than 75 years in certain expectations. Now, from 1948 till 2020, the U.S. Department of Justice prohibited the film distribution from owning the exhibit company under what was known as the Paramount Consistent Decree, which also arose from 1948 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that the increasingly dismantled the old Hollywood studio system by forcing majors divest of their theater holdings. Okay. At the time of this, major essentially controlled all aspects of filmmaking, from the talent to the productions to the theaters, and decree forced exhibitors to stop practicing like a block booking, bundling multiple films into one theater license, and the circuit dealing. Entering into the license that covered all theaters into the theater circuit, the landscape is radically different then. However, there's more multiplexes, but rather one-screen theaters that would also play in movies more for months, and scenarios that also played in favoritism. Now, Sony is the first major Hollywood studio to step forward to the test of waters since the Paramount Decree, which was officially rescinded in 2020. Now, the rules had been relaxed for some time now. In the 1980s, the studio, including Sony, had Universal bought various stakes in certain chains, but the economics ultimately didn't make sense. Now, the only major film producer to acquire theaters since 2000 was Netflix and Amazon. Netflix purchased the Los Angeles Egyptian Theater and New York's Paris Theater in order to appease filmmakers who wanted their films to be played on big screens, right? So the only reason they did that is because independent filmmakers were making movies, but they never got to go to the theaters anymore, so Netflix opened up 2 theaters so they could do premieres there, okay? As well as to qualify the titles of the after consideration. Now, Amazon had the same aim, but buying an old Arc-like location in downtown Culver City in Los Angeles, although the cinema is a first-run theater, meaning Amazon has to book new movies in addition to the offerings. It reserves Twisted, the world's largest cinema owner, AMC Theaters, got into distribution business last year when acquiring rights to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour doc. Now, Alamo filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 2021 when it was also still relying on COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, and the owners post bankruptcy. Sources say that other parties looking at Alamo included Cinemark and major exhibitors like Latin America. Alamo is hardly the only exhibitor to be considered. The consideration of bankruptcy in the aftermath of the pandemic, and also writers of the actors' strike, which also have slowed the content pipeline to trickle. Domestic revenues year to year are down more than 24%. So it says, we're here and we're excited to make the history of Sony Pictures Entertainment to have found the right home to partner with for Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. Okay, we're created by film lovers for film lovers. And we know that it's important for Sony and the servers for the further evidence that the commitment to the theatrical experience. Together, we will continue to innovate and bring exciting new opportunities for our teammates and our moviegoers alike. Okay, so a couple of other problems, or not really problems, but the reason that they did this originally, right? So the film studios, movie theaters have historically been separate entities for a few reasons. One of them was the antitrust law. In the early 20th century, the film studios owned both the production and the distribution for movies. Okay, so they had to change things up. Okay, because it was basically against the law. Okay, so another one is the competition. Right, the competition of having studios own their theaters could potentially stifle competition. Right, you want competition to be good, and if you own the theaters and there isn't competition, because they can stifle the competition. Okay. The exhibition of the individuals itself as well, right? Movie theaters are considered to be banned, independent space of various things, sort of like what Netflix is doing with the, you want to show your movie in the theater. That's what it is, right? So the problem with this I see is that studios are going to get their hands into this, and it could go wrong. But a part of me is also happy as a film goer. You guys know I love going to the movies. A part of me that sees that Sony bought this, and yes, it's a small chain. I think it's good because I don't think movie theaters are going to go under completely now. Okay, because if the studios buy into the bigger chains, then they would have purpose to bring movies back into theaters and try to get people to come back to the theaters instead of going to the streaming service. I know a lot of you don't like watching movies in theaters and you'll wait, but I've said in the past, the only way that this changes is if you extend them in theaters, like put movies in theaters, but leave them in theaters longer. And then they go blank. They don't come out straight to streaming services right away. Okay, they make the money in theaters, okay, and then they put them out on the streaming services down the road. But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. I know a lot of people don't care about this stuff. I'm a huge moviegoer. I love going to the movies. I like that Sony doesn't have a streaming service, by the way. Sony's one of the few companies that does not have a streaming service in movies. They have a streaming service as far as PlayStation Plus for video games, but they don't have a Sony Plus. They don't have a Disney Plus. They don't have an Amazon Plus, or you know what I mean? Or Amazon Prime. They're the only studio that doesn't have a streaming service dedicated to their movies. Okay? You can watch their movies in other places that they make money off of to put them in. So that's one thing that they have going for them, but now they also have a chain going for them. So hopefully the movie industry doesn't go under. Hopefully other companies decide that they're going to, thank you very much for the subscription, right? Hopefully other studios don't buy the conglomerates and then fuck it over, but business is business, right? Business wants to make money, and they're going to do what they have to do to get people to sit back in the seats. They can control the prices. They can make it more expensive. They can do whatever they want, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future, but this is pretty cool. Because Alamo Drafthouse, I was a little disappointed that Alamo Drafthouse, they were building one here, and then they filed bankruptcy. So it's more of a selfish reason why I'm excited about the Sony buying Alamo Drafthouse. And again, Alamo Drafthouse is a smaller theater, 34 theaters, I think, or 27. They're supposed to be 34, I think. So we'll see what happens in the future. Let me know what you guys think about this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see here. Wouldn't Disney just make a new company not connected to Disney and have them buy the theater company? Yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't have to. Regardless, they don't have to. And then they have like Reedy Creek, which is their real estate thing. It doesn't matter if they buy. They would still know it's owned by Disney. It doesn't matter if it's a city or not. They just, because the title says theater game doesn't mean that we're talking about movies business, does it? They're talking about the theater game, right? Like just the gaming of, like the game of theaters, right? It would be interesting what they could do, right? Can they do something with PlayStation, right? Could they do something with PlayStation? Like you buy a game, you get a free movie ticket, and you get to go to Alamo Drafthouse in your certain areas or something. I have no idea. They could do a lot of different things. PSN account require the enter the cinema. Yeah, that's good, Titan. Oh man, could you imagine? They're like, yeah, if you have to buy a ticket, you got to make a PlayStation account. You gotta make a PlayStation account to come into the theater. It does seem calculated. It does seem calculated because Sony's also in the market to buy Paramount, right? So Sony's in the market to buy Paramount as well. That's not coincidental. But they also lowered their buy-in price, right? So I think they gave them 26 billion. Now they lowered it after this deal. Posted a PC Gamer article giving more insight on the Steam lawsuit and some of the past lawsuits in GXG section. Okay, we'll talk about that maybe tonight then. It sounds like the utility industry, electricity generator distribution are supposed to be function as two separate entities. Oh, are they not, Jones? Well, that's what they would do, Altern. So, have you ever been to a Alamo Drafthouse? Let me see if I can show you what they So Alamo Drafthouse is a very it's a fun time to go if you've never been. Let me make that dark for you. So they show older movies, right? They show older movies and they also have themes around it. Okay? So like for instance, they have like a Jaws film, but it's a movie party. Okay? People come to the theater and they dress up, so they have sort of like at least the ones I went to. There's been ones I went to where you just order food in the seats, and there's also like a theme thing, so you come dressed as people from the movie, right? So they would have like a cocktail party type of thing on the front for like events, right? And then you would go into the theater, and there would be people before the show because they don't have advertisements on the screen. Like you're not watching the Nuvi, whatever that is, at the AMC theaters. They have like local businesses and stuff like that, or they just have thematic stuff going on, right? So they show like a whole bunch of old movies. It's more like a cult following type of thing. It's really cool, right? It's really cool the way they did certain things. Let me see if they have. I don't know if they show it on their actual site. I just like the way they did stuff. It was cool. So, for instance, they would do a marathon. They did a marathon of Star Wars. Okay, they did a competition where they would show all the Star Wars movies, and they would just keep showing them until there was no one left. Okay, so they would do episodes 1 through, and the person lasted, I think, 42 hours in the theater. Right? They just do like fun stuff. I get why they bought them now. Now they'll sell the PSVR 2 inside the theater. Flying off the shelves as PlayStation Portal. Yeah. They're just different. The way they did everything. I don't know. I liked it. Yeah, I was excited when they were building one here. I don't know if they are now anymore, but we'll see. They'll ask for your PSN account and go there and watch your Halo series or movies. Which is funny though, because can you imagine they come and bring you the bill, and they're like, "Would you like to pay cash, credit, or through your PSN account?" They'll be like, "Oh, put it on my PSN account." That would be hilarious if they did that. Like, see, they have upcoming showings, right? Films about, because of Father's Day, right? Because of Father's Day. They have movies about dads, right? So films about dads, for dads, with dads, that dads love. Okay, so upcoming shows. They have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. They have the Birdcage. Okay, they have a Birdcage brunch, special menu type of thing. And then they have Field of Dreams. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. So they do like a little thematic type of thing, right? It's fun. And they do that where other theaters just don't give a shit. That's not funny. That could be real, bro. What, about the PSN account? Oh, absolutely. Why not? You know what movie I liked when I was a kid? I don't know why. I think it was because it was baseball themed. It's a movie called My Blue Heaven. It's with Martin Short and Steve Martin and what the hell's his name? The guy from Ghostbusters and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What the hell's his name? I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. Holy Christ, chat. Rick Moranis. Thank you. Thank you, Rick Moranis. Right? That's it? I know it's Rick Moranis, but is that the movie My Blue Heaven? Yeah, Rick Moranis and Steve Martin. Yeah. I don't know why. As a kid, it was 1990. I was 12. That movie's a good movie. I know it's not about baseball, Sarge. I know it's not about baseball, but it reminds me because there's baseball in the movie. Hence why I said I liked it, because there's baseball in it. I've seen it since then. Just like Sun Pass 30. You just keep $20 for 30 or $30 on your account all the time, spend it at the theater. Right. That's exactly right. See, that would be the way. You just kind of just go through. I'll be honest. One of my two businesses that I would like, well, there's three businesses I would own, right? I've said this in the past. I would own a miniature golf course, a coffee shop, or a small theater. I just want like a two theater movieplex, right? Like just a small little theater, okay? Maybe 100 people, okay? If that. And just constantly show stuff, different things. People can come in, right? It could be a marathon of a cartoon from the 80s, or it could be a brand new movie that comes out on the weekends. It's only there for one day type of stuff. Oh, there's a mini golf course by me too, giving me weekend ideas. It's Father's Day. They should be giving the ideas, Dolphin. What you doing? Sounds like a great idea. They show Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and have a Funko Pop of Spider-Man, the plushie, and stuff that you know that you can have, a collector's edition of the movie. Right. You make it like an event, right? You sell two movies right? You sell 2 movies. So, for instance, let's say you do Spider-Man Into the Verse and the second one, right? I forgot the second one's called. But anyway, you show both movies, let's say. Okay? So you sell a ticket. You make it an afternoon. So you have people there for 4 hours. Okay? That way, they take a break. They can have lunch. Then they go back into the theater, right? It's like an event. But you give the tickets to a reasonable price. Right? What's a ticket cost at Alamo Drafthouse? Let me see. What's a ticket cost at Alamo Drafthouse? If I go to Austin, not available tomorrow, Saturday. No showings. When does the movie come out? When does that movie come out? Just picking a movie. Let's see. Bad Boys is out now, right? $12, $9.75. Right? That's at the 12:30 show. Right? And you make it like in a little event with the fam. There's also the summer carnival open to its weekend. My son wants to go. Sounds so fun. I hate carnivals. I hate carnivals. I have this embedded thing in my head. There's this I think it's called a dice roller dolphin. When we went into, it was called the South Florida Fair. I went when I was in high school. I think I was like a freshman or sophomore. We go to the fair. It was with the school, okay? And we're on this thing called the dice roller, okay? Where the ride itself twists and you're on a track, right? So think of it like a snake. You're running around, you're in this like closed caption. So you're sitting like this, and then someone's sitting like this, and there's a piece of glass between you, and it rolls and stuff, and then it twists sideways. It's a bad ride, okay? Well, someone decided to blow chunks, right? So you're staring at the person, right? You're staring at the person in front of you, right? Good-looking girl. I felt bad for her, okay? Her and her friend are sitting there. You can see her face getting all... Right, me and my friend are sitting like this. We can see them. They're staring at us. We're all like screaming. We see her face turning. We're like, oh, God. And then it's just rolling and rolling. And then she's like, hits the... And I was just like, and then just it ensues. You know what I'm talking about? Man. Ever since that time, it's never been the same. It's never been the same. I can picture it in my head right now. That's why I went silent for a second. I'm just like visualizing it in my head right now of that girl. Took her a while to get rid of that. You know what I mean? All your friends that are waiting out line to get into the next ride, but now that ride's closed because, you know. And the worst part is, okay, that the way they washed it out was just a couple of buckets of water. They were just like, and then 10 minutes later, they threw another person in that ride that didn't know that someone threw up in that ride. So at that point, I was like, I'm good. There was another time inside the Gravitron. You know, the Gravitron where the panels on the wall start to slide up when they start to spin. Yeah. Just to know, when someone throws up in that ride and you're in that ride with that person that throws up, everybody's getting hit. everybody's getting hit. So I pretty much stay away. Think of it. Next time you're like, I don't know if you do your lawn and stuff, but you have a fertilizer spreader, and the way the fertilizer shoots out of the ring and just, yeah, just picture that. Just picture that. And the fertilizer is the chunks. That's what happens in a gravitron. Oh yeah, I've seen some horror stories about that. See, like the thing shaking and rattling and coming off the foundation of the thing. You're like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. You're paying 2 tickets, right? They're like, yeah, it's 2 tickets. It's actually probably like 12 tickets now, but yeah, you know what I mean. Do that on those tall swings for maximum spread. Yeah, it's carnivals. The only thing good that carnivals are the Dolphin. You know this because you're up in the Midwest. The cheese curds. The cheese curds are fantastic. The cheese curds down here, not so much. Cheese curds up there, fantastic. Don't you guys have? You're in Wisconsin or Minnesota? Don't you guys have the big state fair? Like gigantic, isn't it? One of the world's largest state fairs, isn't it? Funnel cake, yeah. I'm getting hungry. Don't forget tonight, Generation X Game, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Join me and Sarge for episode 400. That's today, right? Is that today? Is episode 400 today? Jesus. I don't think we're doing anything special. Nothing special. I mean, I know we're not doing anything special. It'll probably just be a normal show, 400. And some of them are good. Yeah, maybe some. We're gonna change it up though. Everybody that's watched our show up to this point, I'm sorry, you got to start over. You're gonna have to go back to episode 1. We're doing a Division 2 special. We're gonna make everyone that's watched up to this point, you're gonna have to start over. You're gonna have to make a new YouTube account, and you're gonna have to start over from. That's what we're doing. You can catch up. Do it 2 times speed. You'll be done by December. Well, yeah, we're going to talk about Division 2 because Sarge has to say a couple things now that he knows the information. I have not played the new Fallout yet. But you know what I did do, Dolphin? I went on to Starfield last night after I got done with the stream. Before stream, I went on to Starfield. No new mods that I saw. After stream last night, I went on and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. My whole game is like Star Wars now. I got the people that are walking around Atlantis, okay, are all Star Wars characters now. They're aliens walking around, okay? All I'm waiting for now is the one mod to rule them all is the UC turning into the Empire and seeing stormtroopers in the game, and then we're done. We're done. Okay, I'm loving it. Loving it. My Starfield is now the Mandalorian game that got canceled. I got Princess Leia. Okay, you could dress people as Princess Leia. You got, yeah, I'm being dead serious. Did you see what I put in? Did you see what I put into Discord the other day? Right? Be Bosk. Want to be Bosk? Be Bosk. Right? You got ATSTs in the game. Okay. Yeah, I gotta be careful. I don't think I could stream this game anymore, but I don't care. It's the Star Wars game I've always dreamed of. Yeah, they're not charging for it. Right? I can't wait, man. I bet you right now there's new mods. Right? I'm super impressed. They have a new melee mod. I can have a black saber now as the Mandalorian, right? I'm amazed. It's the Star Wars game we've all wanted, but not Star Wars. Tear in the eye. It's perfect. Right. I'm walking around. Okay. So not only can I can dress myself and they put actual, they actually, here, hold on a second. Let me just bring it on. Let me show you. Right. Look. Clone troopers are in the game. You can dress up it's a clone troopers water in the game. Where is it? How come I'm not getting any signal here? What's going on here? There we go. You can make your characters if you want to start a new character, like Division 2. If you want to start over, you can start over now, and you can create your character. Actually, you can do it without starting over. You can just change your character. Where is it? I got bookmark. Okay. So now you can make your character, okay, into the characters in Star Wars. So your main character can be any of these characters, okay, and you can look like these guys. Okay? So you could be a person in Star Wars. Then the people in the game, the actual NPCs walking around the world, can be these characters. Okay? Okay? It's fantastic. Okay? The Crimson Fleet are now a bunch of aliens and whatnot mixed in. Okay? Then from that, you have the armor. Okay, the armor that you can do. You got Mandalorian, you got Jango, right? You got Jango. If you want to be Jango, you could be Bo-Katan. If you want to be Bo-Katan, you could be the clone trooper. Okay, you could be clone troopers. from the actual Clone Wars, right? You could be a Mandalorian, okay? One of the guys that served on the Death Watch, okay? The entire like Crimson Fleet is now a bunch of bad guys, okay? You got clone troopers galore. Tell me this isn't badass. Come on. Right? And this is just Starfield, right? And I know someone will be like, well, it's still Starfield. Right? Like, it converts the robots into AT-ATs, okay? You could be Obi-Wan if you want to be Obi-Wan, right? You could be Mace Windu if you want to be a Jedi. You got the powers, right? So your actual powers make you feel like a Jedi. There's a mod that make you use your powers all the time, so you actually don't have to do any like paying like costs for it. Okay, they put in stuff all new stuff happens every hour, couple hours a day. You just turn it on. You're like, oh, that's new, right? You could be Thrawn if you want to be like a Thrawn type of character. The clip says people say that what they want about Starfield, it'll never die with all the planets. Can you imagine if someone just takes the... Look, this is new. I don't even know what the fuck this is. This is new. That's new. Right? People could literally just make their own planets. They can make Coruscant if they want. Right? Here's a Star Wars melee. Okay, they've added weapons. Well, Krebsy, I was excited about this when the game even came out. I said, I can't wait till they do the Star Wars. Right? Now it's here. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm good. Look at this. Star Trek ship modules. Holy shit, look at this. Yes, please. Yes, please. So, there you go. So, I'm playing Star Wars. Non-official Star Wars game. Fantastic. Chat just came around. Look, games are supposed to be fun. Is this a Star Wars game? No. But it's the closest goddamn thing there is until Outlaws comes out. Okay, but here's the thing. I could literally play that whole game again and have a completely different experience. Not that they fixed the game, but the modders just made a game better because they put the IP that I like on it. Hell, I'll be okay. If someone comes around and makes a Transformers version of this and everyone in the game's a robot, sign me up. Sign me up. Right? I want to download the creation kit and see if I can make something to put in the game. I don't know what it takes or what you can do, how long it'll take, but I want to see if I can maybe put a skin or a gun or something. I have no idea what it's going to do. Well, that's okay, Travis. You can't play it anyway. Yeah, it's great. I'm just doing bounties and going around, right? So now I'm trying to make a ship. I'm trying to make a ship into like a Star Wars type of ship. We'll see. All right, that's going to do it for me today. I appreciate it very much. We'll be back tonight for Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Episode 400's tonight. Make sure you come on out. Celebrate the 400 episodes with us. We appreciate you. And then I'm not sure if I'm on Lono's podcast tomorrow. I think I am. But if not, if I don't see you, we'll see you on Monday. I got one more week left, and then I go on vacation. So I got one more week, full week next week, and then I go on vacation. I'll be gone for like a week, and then I come back for a week and a half, and then I'm gone for another week. So June, we have another week and 1 day, I believe. We've been going straight 12 days. All right, can you guys hear me? Am I here? But you can't see me. Fantastic. Fantastic. Awesome. Give me 1 second, because I got to fix this before tonight. So. Nope, doesn't look like it's going to work. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for showing up. And I'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully this doesn't happen tonight for our 400th episode. But if it does, oh well. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let to go above and beyond that. Hit the membership button as little as $5. And I'll see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.